FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
Right, we start with the oceans, where it is agreed among all parties that there has to be an accumulation of heat energy in the oceans if it is humankind that's causing global warming. Not that there's been any for 15 years, but let's pretend. Now, a paper recently published by David Douglas and Bob Knox, who are very eminent physics professors at Rochester University. I know them both. I've given a seminar at their physics faculty. They say that there is no net accumulation of heat in the oceans for 68 years. And they've done a more detailed analysis than NOAA, which still pretends that there is an accumulation. And that's now the state-of-the-art science. Move up a little to the clouds, where Roy Spencer is just about to publish a paper which completes his work on what's called the cloud albedo feedback. As the atmosphere warms, for whatever reason, you will get more water vapor potentially being held in the atmosphere. That in turn will lead to more clouds. And as we now know, the net effect of more clouds is to cool the Earth, because the light that comes in from the sun, more of it will be reflected harmlessly straight back into space without causing any warming down here. Go up again to the tropical upper air, and there all of the UN's computer models predict that you'll get 3 times the surface warming rate if and only if global warming is caused by humanity. However, that warming differential, that tropical upper troposphere hotspot, as it's increasingly called, it was I who named it that, is not evident. It's never been measured in any of the satellite or radiosonde or dropsonde data sets going back 50 years. It isn't there. Now we know why. A paper by Paltridge et al., just published, has established that even though you would expect, as the atmosphere warms, more water vapor to accumulate even in the upper troposphere because of an equation called the Clausius-Clapeyron relation, which dictates that you'll get near exponentially more water vapor in the air throughout the atmospheric column as it warms. In fact, up there in the upper troposphere in the tropics, the extra water vapor, as it forms, subsides to lower altitudes where the principal absorption bands of CO2 are already saturated, and therefore it doesn't cause very much in the way of additional warming. Therefore, we now know why it is that this tropical upper troposphere hotspot, which is the absolutely predicted fingerprint, the one distinctive fingerprint of global warming, simply isn't there. And the final proof has just been provided by the most eminent of all the climate scientists in the world, Professor Richard Lindzen at MIT, with his very distinguished postdoctoral colleague Young Sang Choi, I should say. He has just published a paper which measures directly how much of the outgoing radiation escaping from the Earth's surface continues to do so much as before. Very nearly all of it is getting out to space. It's not being trapped by the extra CO2 to the extent imagined by the UN. And that is the final proof that all the other phenomena, starting with the ocean, going to the clouds, going to the upper troposphere, and now to outer space, we have a single unified picture from a series of different papers in the peer-reviewed literature, establishing all of them, and they all come to the same result, that the warming effect of CO2 is not 0, but it is 1/6 of what the UN's central estimate is.